Welcome to the Wealth Transfer with TC. Today I want to bring you a little bit of breaking news coming out of Sri Lanka. And it looks like, according to this article that I have right here, and what's been portrayed on the news, is the Sri Lankan economy completely collapsed, says the Prime Minister. And this has given thought to some of the things that we've been seeing going around the world, some of the things that we've been talking about for the longest time, as far as different countries and their economies collapsing, before the global currency reset. Now, personally, I do not think that we are there, but let me just go ahead and read a few things and make you guys think about preparing for the future and what to expect. And we're also going to take a look at their currency too as well. Before I get into that, folks, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing information. If you guys like these videos that I make, the support links are down below in the description and also the About section of YouTube. It appears that their economy has collapsed. And I'm just going to read a few lines from here because I think that what we're getting ready to experience, this right here is a prelude to what's going to happen here. Sri Lanka's Prime Minister says its debt-laden economy has collapsed after months of shortages of food, fuel, and electricity. Ranil told Parliament the South Asian country is facing a far more serious situation beyond the mere shortages of fuel, gas, electricity, and food. Our economy has completely collapsed. The finance minister is tasked with stabilizing the economy. The Sri Lanka is unable to purchase imported fuel even for cash due to heavy debts owed by its petroleum corporation. Currently, the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation is $700 million in debt. As a result, no country or organization in the world is willing to provide fuel for us. They are even reluctant to provide fuel for cash. We are now seeing signs of a possible fall to rock bottom. It comes amid ongoing negotiations with the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, which is in Sri Lanka for talks on a bailout program. The country has already announced it's suspending repayment of $7 billion in foreign debt due for repayment this year, pending the outcome of the negotiations with the IMF. The foreign currency crisis has resulted in massive shortages that have forced people to stand in long lines to buy essentials, including fuel, food, and medicine. All right, so folks, you heard it. And there's a lot of issues that they are having in this country. And you know what? I used to get a lot of heat for talking about food shortages and stuff like that. And you know what? The thing about it is, there are people that listen to me all over the world, not just here in the United States. It's one thing that I realized with the messages that I get and the emails that I get, people message me from all over the world, and they're hearing what I'm saying. And so hopefully those people that do live in that country that have heard me, that they did prepare for this. And I think it's something that we need to prepare here too as well. I've already showed you guys plenty of prophetic words from people from over 2 years ago who saw these events coming. All right. And I do believe that God is going to take care of us, through our investments so that we can be a storehouse, not just for ourselves and our family and our loved ones and our friends, but also for people in the world, people in your city, people in your church. Here pretty soon, folks, we should be able to put ourselves in a position. Now let's go ahead and take a look at their currency. And I believe that what actually happened was they actually devalued their currency back in March, I believe. And so since then, it's just crashed. All right, so now we're here in June, and you can see the difference here at March 8th, 0.0049, and currently at 0.0027. All right, so for those of you who do trade Forex, it looks like there might be an opportunity, especially if they get bailed out, but who knows how long it will be before they're actually able to get their currency back on track. That's the thing, this is a prelude about what's about to happen. I don't think it's this time yet. They'll get their bailout package, but see, when a country is in trouble like this, they have to go to an international organization to be able to get funding to get themselves out of the situation. So now they are under the authority and the thumb of the IMF, right? And I know, and I'm pretty sure that they have their own resources to take care of everything that they need. That's what happens, though. See, they want people to rely on the government, but then they want smaller governments to rely on bigger governments and bigger private organizations. And also, too, Sri Lanka is on the list that I have under the penny stock currencies. When I first did this back in 2020, The currency rate was 0.0055, and it's on one of the lists to buy first. I don't think it's that time yet. There will be a time when all the currencies are very low, and whatever that time period comes, either at the revaluation of the dinar, when the dinar does revalue, I'll buy all these currencies that I have here marked first, or if we get some signals that the dinar revaluation is getting ready to happen. So we've discussed those over the last few years. But I think the most important part to this is that, we need to prepare ourselves here. Because do you think that these people here thought a year ago that they would be going through what they're going through, or 2 years ago, or 3 years ago? And don't you think that if all these people in Sri Lanka were prepared, they had their food, they could store up whatever they could, it wouldn't be so bad, right? And that's the whole point of storing up. I do believe, like I said, with some of the investments, we will be able to be a storehouse. And going through this is not going to be easy, folks. Kim Clement said when things seem at their worst is when the dinar is going to revalue. And we've been over that. The events that are going to occur before that time period, and it is going to seem like it is the end, that it is it, and Jesus is going to return. That's how bad it's going to feel. So we need to be prepared for that moment. So right now we just need to pray for the people of Sri Lankan, and that they do get the resources that they need, and maybe that this will help them once they get everything back on track. Like, hey, look, we don't want this to happen again, so people need to start storing and stocking up. I do believe that when we see the economies start to collapse, and I say economies, right, you're going to see headlines like this, but it's going to be multiple economies, right? You'll see countries in Africa, you'll see countries in South America, you'll see countries in Europe, you'll see countries in Asia, and they'll have the same headline, right? And that's when you know things are really going to get bad. This is the reason why we need to be prepared. You don't want to be that person sitting in line and you heard everything that I said and you've seen the prophetic words that have gone forth. Hopefully you guys have learned something from listening to this and seeing your own situation. So pray about it and see what you need to do from here concerning your own household. So I thank you guys for listening. God bless. TC out.